Good afternoon, everyone. Patrick Johnston here, managing broker, co-owner of GoDominicanLife.com, your real estate company nationally here in the Dominican Republic. Right now, we are in Portillo, just outside of Las Terrenas, about 3 or 4 minutes, and on the way to El Limon, which is further on to Samana, the capital of the province here in Samana City in Samana Province. Anyway, we're here because we want to get an update from Vincent Adkins. Vincent Adkins is my business partner in the development, which we call Vibe. And we want to bring you an update on the construction process that we are about to embark on. So Vincent, welcome.
Thank you. Cheers.
It's Friday. Cheers. Yeah. So I thought we'd get an update with you because we said about a week and a half ago, permits in our beginning stages are in, so it's now up to us to start whenever we want to start.
Yep.
So why don't we go through sort of the latest updates, what the plan is, what the action points are.
Sure.
So
so far we've gone through the permitting process with Ayuntamiento, which is like the city hall. We've gone through permitting with Medio Ambiente, which is more of like environmental protection. We've gone through the permitting process with Obras Públicas and Turismo. Obras Públicas is more of like building code, making sure that things are meeting the building codes that they enforce here.
So that would be like electrical, plumbing,
Yes.
Engineering,
Yes,
architecture,
all
that
those
stuff.
above. It all gets rolled into one. And Turismo is about density, making sure that people are not overbuilding in the zones as they're designated.
Okay.
So currently we're ready to go on the land permits. Those are all issued and we're getting ready to get started on that. And then the building permits themselves, I believe will be issued much earlier than originally anticipated. Not issued yet, but very close.
Yeah. All right. And most of you watching right now as subscribers, if I use my own mental space from where I used to be in Canada, I would say to myself, there's no building permits. There's no process in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
No one cares about anything. They do.
Yeah, they do.
There's huge protection of palm trees.
Yeah.
Huge protection of environment.
Rivers. Oh,
Rivers,
geez.
oceans, setbacks. And it's important. And as a builder here, especially being a builder that is not born in this country, you need to and want to be extra careful to do everything possible to make sure that everything's above and beyond, like not starting early and things like that.
Right. No. That's why we haven't jumped the gun.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that here, and it can cause problems. And we're going through everything, dotting our I's and crossing our T's, and making sure we're good to go.
Yeah. So let's start about the land clearing, because it sounds like we don't want you to think that it's like land clearing, like clear cutting across the land. Talk about that, because talk about the protection and what the palm tree relocation and things like that.
Yeah, so palm trees are a really big deal in this country. In order to go in and evaluate the plan, we're just going to go in and clear the we'll call it the brush.
Yeah.
The stuff that's very unimportant. And we'll open up the space so we can get a better gauge of exactly how many palm trees we have. We can start getting locations of them to see which ones we might be able to leave in their existing location, not to disturb them. And then we'll be mapping out the rest of the community and trying to determine where we can relocate existing trees to complement the community. And then there may be some that get relocated to another project potentially. Yeah. Just to make sure that we preserve the environment. They really love the palm trees here.
Yeah. And that lot, you've seen previous videos, that lot is virgin ground. So it's never been developed, it's never been used for anything. So you have, I don't know if they're really called royal palms, but you have palms that like this wide, and then palms that are just virgin starting like this. So when you think about it, some of these are, what, 30 to 50 feet tall?
Absolutely. Easily.
So trying to relocate these on land, it's not an easy feat. And we're not moving like one or three.
No, we're moving several.
It's not easy.
It's very densely populated with palm trees.
But I heard a rumor that you told me, whether it's true or not, which I'm actually proud of to say it. The town or the tourism or the town are possibly going to relocate some of the palm trees there that are in our, call it in our way,
Yes.
to when they renovate the pescadores, which is fishermen's market situation.
I don't know if it's pescadores, but there is a project that they're working on that we're going to help with by donating some of the palm trees.
Right. So that's a government-owned,
Yeah.
right. So when you're starting here and you're building a project and you can donate, which is by reusing something, that's
That's big.
huge.
Yeah. Helps the community.
So let's talk about the actual land, because we had the clearing of the brush and scrub and,
Sure.
But then there's layers and layers and
Yeah.
layers.
So after we open up the land and we kind of map out where the trees are and which ones we're going to do what with, we'll begin working on some drainage solutions for the community. And then after we get the drainage solutions kind of in order, then we will be scraping off that first layer of dirt. Maybe it's like 30, 40 centimeters of dirt, removing that layer because that layer would not work well for good footings.
Yeah.
And then from that point, we begin filling in with very large boulders and culiche,
Yeah.
and then compacting that.
So when you think about the dirt, it's basically the whole country is a, what's that word now? When vegetation, not mulch, but it's any vegetation that has fallen off trees just to the ground over the centuries
Yeah.
have become anywhere between this
Yeah.
to,
Right.
this, that you have to scrape off because it's literally like a sponge.
Yep.
And we've seen many developers
Fail to do so.
that do not do the right thing because they're like kind of going like this when no one's looking, and they don't scrape, they just put the caliche or the foundation
On top.
on foam,
Yeah.
basically that
Yeah.
feeling. So we're not doing that. We're doing it right from the beginning. We're going right to what they call the base foundation, not the bedrock, but
Right.
the hardest part, then backfilling with boulders and caliche. Why don't you explain caliche? Because it's not normal in
Yeah,
granite.
caliche is just it's just a good backfill dirt. That's the best way to explain it, and then it gets compacted. It has good qualities for drainage and also for foundation.
Yeah, it's sort of, when you compact it, it acts almost like concrete.
Yeah.
It's that solid. So in part of the land clearing will also be mapping out all the roads
Yep.
and all the underground services, which will include all the electrical,
Yep.
water, sewer,
and
septic,
Yeah.
internet,
Internet.
so fiber internet,
Telephone. Yeah.
telephone,
Super fiber.
all of that type of stuff.
Also for the-
security camera runs and things like that.
The generators.
Oh yeah, generator runs as well, because we want the community to be as clear and pleasant looking as possible, and not have all wires that are above ground.
Right.
You see that a lot throughout the towns, even in my city, Halifax, where I was from. They still do that, and it looks so
Yeah.
ugly when you have a brand new modern home and then you have your traditional wires all
Overhead.
outside.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you anticipate will be the time frame of land clearing?
So as of right now, we might be starting some of the land clearing as early as Monday.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And then what do you anticipate for the time frame of that?
The full process of land preparation is probably the better part of 3 months. It doesn't mean that we can't begin construction during that
Just
3 months.
stages of it?
Yeah, it's staggered.
Okay, very good. So the step following that is the actual foundations.
Yeah, we'll start the foundations and we'll put up all of phase one,
Yep.
which would be 12 units going up.
So phase one, as of I believe this afternoon, well, no, phase one is sold out. It is sold out. Phase two is, I think, one left in phase two, and in phase three, I think we have 5, maybe 6 maximum remaining available. So basically, from the start of phase one, which will be the month of September, call it, 60 to 90 days later will be the start of phase two, and then 60 to 90 days later, start of phase three. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And the anticipation for each phase for construction in terms of time frame?
Like to say 9 months time frame for each phase. Of course, we would like to deliver much faster than that, but just to try to set some realistic expectations, we'd like to say 9 months.
And I told everybody during the sales process, 12 to 16 months is the time frame. You don't want to be early and finish fast in a number of things,
Right.
but construction, you want to finish ahead of budget and ahead of expectations if we can.
Yeah, we want to deliver as early as possible.
Right. So again, 6 months from phase 1 to the start of phase 2, or sorry, phase 3, 6 months in the duration, and then 12 to 16 months at the max from that part moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we'll be looking at reservations, and occupation would be as early as September to November of 2024. Is that right? 2023, right. Yeah, 2023, yeah. So lots of stuff, lots of work to do, lots of work to do.
And there's something that you and I have been talking about that I don't know if you want to discuss, but we're working on some design options that might be exciting for the last few units and maybe some of the existing buyers.
Yeah, and I'll touch briefly on that. So anybody that's watching this video that has already purchased in Vibe, we'll be doing an update video for everybody that is in the purchase. But basically what we're doing as an option is this. Currently it's a 3-level villa, 4,000 square feet and 3 levels. But by request by some different people was to divide the 3 units into 2 units. So we're working on a redesign that'll have one floor will be like a 1-bedroom or studio suite format, all fully self-contained, and then separate will be an upper or lower level, and two level.
And I have some exciting news about that.
Oh, but wait, there's more?
There's more. I've been actively working with my team, architects and engineers, and this morning I got a little sneak preview, and it's going to be even better than we ever imagined.
Draft beer?
It looks like we might be able to preserve the initial number of bedrooms for 1 unit and still pick up an extra.
Why that's important to existing people that have purchased, if you want to have ongoing income in your pocket, but still have ownership privileges and use, you can have always a 1 unit rented and occupy the other, or have 2 rented all the time. So you have an additional revenue source.
Yeah.
For us, it cuts back and brings a lot more momentum as a management company, because essentially there's 45 units, but we could have 90 rental suites in our system. Whoa. Which is great for revenue people that are focused on revenue.
Definitely.
All right? So we'll come up with we'll finish and modify the plans, and then we'll present it to everybody. If you choose, you can certainly make that decision and choose. I know I'm going to do that in my unit.
I wasn't planning on it, but now that I looked at it with the team this morning, I'm very interested.
Next thing we have to think about is basement apartments. Just kidding.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, so let's talk about, again, staffing, because it's when you're working in a country that is not your home country, creating jobs and opportunity is huge.
Yeah.
And when you can be a rainmaker and create jobs, it gives you great momentum both in the community and with everybody else. So let's call it in our beginning stages, and then say in the momentum period where it's consistent, what do you expect to be your total employee and subs, everybody all together?
So, I mean, at the current moment, I would say that it's somewhere in the range of approximately 10 to 12. But when the project really gets moving, I would say that we're going to be around 35 to 40 people.
35 to 40, great.
And we will also be hiring some additional people for other locations that we have some projects coming in on.
Yeah.
Boca Chica, we have a project coming online soon. And then we're talking about some other North Coast projects that we'll be needing additional resources for.
Perfect. Now, as a development company and in our partnership, we have the core team, And the core team, maybe describe the core team of.
Yes, so right now the core team, we have 2 full-time architects, a full-time engineer, full-time project manager. We have a part-time architect, and we're actively looking for another engineer right now.
Yeah, because as we start to decentralize, so we have the home base here in Las Terrenas, but we're going to have others between 2 hours away to 3.5 hours away. We have to have sub-crews, but are still part of the core.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to talk about other stuff on another video when it comes into custom beach villas and how that makes it an impact. But at least for Vibe, that core team can pump out and revise plans. We can take your concepts and your ideas, put them in the mix, and come up with something really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're completely open to customizations of Vibe.
All right. So let's talk about security as well.
Sure.
That's interesting, since my Jeep was broken into overnight. Wow, that was fun. So we talked about, we know job site security is a huge thing. Definitely. Nobody wants to have theft. Theft is one thing, but it really throws off your momentum and your mindset.
Sure.
When you have gear that goes missing or anything like that. So.
So at Vibe, we're going to have 24-hour security at Vibe during construction and of course after construction. So it's a great location, and it's also going to be a very safe place at all times.
Yeah. So security is part of not only just security, but it's cost control as well. So all the in and outs of gear and materials are a way that we can ensure that we stay on budget and we don't have hiccups along the way. So. Yeah. That's the fun part that we have to plan for and whatnot. So, well, we're excited.
Extremely.
You know, considering that I think we were always slated to start in roughly September. The build process.
we're on target.
And the permits are now through, and we are ready to go.
Yeah, ahead of schedule.
Let's see. I think we better have another sip of the beer and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, by the way, Vincent is here full time now. He's that was all part of the plan, but he relocated officially about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it took amazing. A couple of weeks of getting organized.
Getting acclimated. Yeah.
But you're now back in the
swing.
Back in the swing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's a service that we're going to tell you about in another video. The life conversion, getting your cell phone connected and reconnected.
But it's
all the little things that take all of the time.
Yeah. You don't realize how miserable your life was until you move here.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's the update on Vibe. So let's take it from there. Yep. Cheers again.
Cheers.
Another video coming up soon, but you can always know how to reach us on WhatsApp. You can reach us at 829-525-1782. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All of these videos can help other people get their 2.0 in action, and we appreciate it if you share that out to your community. We can help you build anything.
Definitely. We look forward to hearing from you.
Look forward to hearing from you. Adios from the beach. Life is better here at the beach. Adios.